So now, let's get to the part about words of wisdom. I know you did this before and I have wonderful notes. Talk a little about your philosophy of life in terms of if you could communicate with the generations to come, 100 or 200 years down the road, what life lesson would you tell them that you have found helpful in meeting life's challenges?
Well, the main thing is to stay with the family, to communicate, not fight with family, get angry, or just to be cordial with your family. And family is the most important thing to think about.
Family first.
Right, yeah.
And what other advice, that being the primary, is there another philosophy or some advice that you drew on during the hard times?
Just to be very strong and think of the future.
Mm-hmm.
You see, time will be better. Like they say in Israel, year tov, it will be good.
It will get better. Things
Yeah,
will get better. It will be good. Now, do you have any, this is the part, you should live to 120, but do you have any special requests to your family? Are you planning to be buried in America? Did you make arrangements to be buried in Israel?
We spoke about that.
You did?
Yeah, my wife and my mother and my brothers are all buried in Staten Island, New York.
In New York.
So, whether to be buried in Israel, which is, who knows, who's going to be in Israel, or,
Mm-hmm.
So I left it up to Marty and Beverly to decide,
You should live to be 120.
So I gave them all the information from the cemetery. And,
So it's all
for instance, the cemetery that my father's buried in is full, So it makes sense of,
He's in Israel?
Yeah, my father was buried in Israel.
Right, because that's where you were all living.
Yeah.
Right. And that's full?
Yeah, so that he's the only person I have, who was buried in Israel.
And I think it's very humorous, we didn't talk about it, but where did you go for your honeymoon with Joan?
We went to Florida.
From New Jersey? Or from the New York area,
actually.
the Tri-City
Not
area,
New Jersey,
right.
yeah.
From the Tri-City area, you went to Florida. So you, Joan did not come to, you moved to Florida when? That's what I wanted to get to.
I moved with Marty 16 years ago, 2001.
Okay, Marty and Beverly moved, and you moved with them. And where was your other son at the time?
Oh, he was in New York.
Okay.
He was living with two other bachelors in Queens, New York.
And you moved here. And anything else you'd like to say?
No, that's about it, so.
I think we've covered everything. We could just end with that tiny little thing. It was so interesting. Recently, and you're still, your hobbies are travel, and you do a little handyman, right?
Right.
But you just recently, for Passover, they say April in Paris, but this was Passover in
Venice.
Okay, and do you want to end with that beautiful little story you told me? First of all, in Venice, you want to tell about, you took the Jewish tour.
Well, we got to Venice. I didn't know what to expect. We got by plane to Venice, and we came out of customs, and then there was somebody giving us a name, Jacob, so we said, come, we'll take you to the hotel, So they helped us with the luggage, and they put us in a small boat. So I didn't expect this right away, but maybe later we'll go on a boat. So from the airport, we had to walk about 10 minutes to the entrance to the boat. They put up the luggage in the boat, and it took 45 minutes to go to the hotel. And the boat landed at the dock at the hotel. Everything is in water, everything, all the,
The roads are
and
water.
the hotel was built like 110 years ago. A beautiful building, all statues and, like a museum,
Mhm.
huge. The dining room where we were going to eat was accommodated 450 people. Huge, very, very big,
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you said you toured around, there's, what
Well,
is it? I
and we
forgot how
signed
many
up
synagogues.
for tours of Venice itself. So we went to the Jewish Quarter, so the Ashkenaz shul, and then they were very close to each other.
Yes.
And they would tell how they dance outside the shul. And, the thing was that they have guards now on each shul, in
Really?
case there's trouble.
Now, you told me a very interesting thing that you learned in Venice about the expression, the toast l'chaim, when
Oh
they say
yes,
to life.
so we went to this like the king's palace, and there was like a walkway where you couldn't see inside. It was like lattice, and they were saying that the family of the prisoners would wait outside. They knew they were going to be executed. The family.
This was a long time ago.
500 years ago.
Mhm.
And they were saying that the reason why people say l'chaim now is that at that time, before the prisoners were executed, they would give them an alcoholic drink, so to make them quiet,
Yeah.
And so that's how the l'chaim derived. And people make l'chaim, and that's to life now, not to death, And then he would call out, the prisoner would call out from that. They couldn't see him, but they could hear his voice. And there were family there crying and things like that. And
They would
that's
call
what
out l'chaim, and these were Jewish prisoners? Or any
no,
prisoner?
any kind of prisoners, yeah.
So how did they use
Well, they
the
had Jewish prisoners too,
l'chaim? Who knew? Well, I'm gonna come sit over here to end this. Isaac, it's been a wonderful, wonderful experience.
Thank you.
And there are going to be more photographs following. Beverly's going to send them, and they will be
Okay,
on
yeah,
this
I'll
tape,
see what I
photographs
have,
of
right.
different things that you want.
Yeah, I'll go over it with Beverly.
Right, and
And-
she'll email them to Ben, who's our wonderful photographer, and Ed, our wonderful senior photographer. And as I said, if this is sometime early in the 21st century, heritagebiographyinternational.com. We look forward to hearing from you, and if it's further along in time, we bring you greetings from the past. Be well.